Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of On the Other Line Canada. Scott, you are first. Hello, Scott. And Scott 2 is second. Scott 2. Scott Connolly and Scott Stewart, good evening, guys. Greg Rice calls third. John, I'm sorry you called third. You're actually fourth. Mr. Turnbull, how are you? Joel is checking in because he's going to get some inside information on Bobby, I heard, and Mr. Bill Allen. Welcome, everyone, to the show. We got a lot of great stuff to talk about. I'm going to try to do my best with this lighting thing, but I'm telling you what, this new lighting is killing me. So you can almost see too much of my face. It's too clear. Well, we've got an awesome show that this evening. For any of you that didn't check out 5 Questions with Mr. Bobby Ziegler last night, we have that up on YouTube, as well as some information on the Fish On, which we'll talk about later. And if you haven't gone in to check out the Fish On page, I think we're nearing 200 likes already. So I think well within that 2-week period, we're going to have our final 8 chosen for the competition. Again, we'll talk about that as well as quite a bit more fun stuff later in the show. But we're here for one man and one man only. Let's get him in here. Bobby, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I know we're doing some last minute running around, and I'm trying to search in the background some of the stuff we talked about. I know the feedback is back a little bit, so we'll apologize to everyone. The technical thing, there's something new that comes up every week. Yeah. I can hear it a little bit. I'm sure everyone else can. You probably can't hear it on your end, right?
No, I can't hear you, but I can't hear it. But
maybe I just like hearing my own voice that much, as Sebastian would tell me quite oftenly. So Bobby, welcome to the show. I know it's been a long time coming. We've had you scheduled for a while, and I'm just excited to talk about the stuff we have to talk about this evening. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, we got some good stuff. Good stuff.
The number one reason I'm excited is we're talking fly fishing.
My favorite.
Your favorite.
Yeah.
Would you say you've mastered the art of fly fishing?
I don't think you could ever really master the art of fly fishing, but I do all right.
Well, we've seen pictures, and if anyone didn't notice, I mean, you've got a cover photo on the Alberta Outdoor magazine as well, right? So
yeah, I was super stoked on that. It was a great shot my sister took on one of the beauty southern Alberta rivers that I fish.
So how does that work? Does your sister actually get the credit, or you do?
They gave me the credit, but I make sure that I posted on everything that she was the one that took the pic.
Well, you're a good brother. I probably wouldn't do that for my sister. Well, National Day. National Grass is always browner on the other side of the fence day. We had a good chuckle about this last night, and it's actually true because you always hear about the grass being greener on the other side, but it never is it?
No, it never is. You always want to think it is, but then you get there, and then it's, well, maybe it wasn't so bad before.
Yeah, it's never greener on the other side. For any of you that haven't tried to find out, we'll save you the grief right now. Bobby, why don't you tell us about your passion? Where did it all begin for you in the art of fishing?
Well, really, I would think the first time that I remember actually fishing, I've seen pictures of me before I could remember this point, but was on a fishing trip to Alaska with my grandparents back in like their mid-'80s. And we were fishing for rainbow trout in Hyder, Alaska, Stewart, BC, and they were just monsters. And that kind of that started it. And then as I got a little older, Dad showed me fly fishing, and that's where it really just started to take off.
That is an experience next to none. I mean, that's just commitment. Doing that kind of travel with your kids to begin with must have been an epic adventure in itself, I can imagine.
I was about 4 years old when we went, 3 years old. And it was, I remember bits and parts but not the whole thing. But yeah, it was quite the adventure.
Have you thought of ever recreating that with your family?
Yeah, me and my parents have talked about it. My sister, we all kind of want to do it because my dad had done it with his parents when he was a younger fellow too. So
Yep.
we all kind of want to go back.
Sounds like a road trip to me.
I think so, like a month long.
Yeah, just have to wait for everything to open up, right?
Yeah.
Well, we got lots more people checking in, saying hi. Brian Button, hello, buddy. Scott Connolly, we'll say hello to you twice. It was the Battle of the Scots. I don't know if you noticed, starting the show there, they're fighting back and forth. Machacho, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Muchacho.
Saying hi to Scott. Wow, there's a whole bunch of comments. Greg is saying hello. I know you don't really know who Greg Rice is, but
just online.
Yeah, just from the smack talk, or
no, just his monster fish he catches.
I wouldn't really call them monsters, but again, that's a conversation best left for competition, right?
Yeah.
Adam is just kind of giving you some credit when it comes to your experience with fly fishing. He says that you've taught him quite a bit.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, and I'm always happy to show people anything that if they ever have any questions, feel free to ask me. Always willing to help people out to learn the sport.
That's amazing. Well, we know that ice fishing season is over. I don't know if you noticed, but the windstorm we've had has helped to clear off a lot of ice in recent days.
Yeah.
Bryce posted the photo of Newell. It's wide open, ready for opening day. So,
I've seen a few others down south that were pretty open water.
Considering you're a fly fishing guy, I'm only going to instantly assume that you're happy ice season is over with.
Actually, no. A couple of years ago, a mutual friend of ours got me back into ice fishing. I hated it most of my life. And then he took me out. We had a good day, and then I was hooked again. So I was kind of sad to see ice season end, but more than happy to see fly fishing start up again.
Yeah, I mean, I've already started counting down to ice fishing season just to annoy people. I've really seemed to master the art of being annoying, so I figure I might as well roll with it, right? There's enough keyboard warriors out there. I might as well have my little bit of fun while I'm at it.
Yeah, it's like counting down Christmas the day after Christmas.
Pretty much. That makes sense. I already have my shack for next year in the garage ready to go. So Have you been out to do much open water so far this year?
A couple days on the bow. Not too productive, but it's just nice to get out.
Yep. Trying to hit the pre-runoff.
Yeah. I used to fish the bow pretty much all winter on any days that were -2 and above. But since ice fishing has taken over, then now it's ice fish as much as I can.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot because we haven't talked about this. Previous shows, we've talked about the pressure being put on fishing as a hobby as a whole. Last year, there was 40,000 new licenses. Who knows what's going to be out there this year? What is your experience, even though you haven't done it much this year, but over the years in the pressure, especially being put on the bow, and what are your thoughts on it?
It's it's great that people are getting out enjoying the sport, but I feel that there's a lot of people that aren't learning the proper ways for fish handling. Even just the gear they use, they think that it's just because it's a smaller fish, like a trout, that they go get this lightest rod possible, and then they hook into a big tank, and then they fight it for 20 minutes, half hour, and then they die. I've seen it multiple times on the bow. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of sad. And then you try to help people, and then they get really offensive right away. And maybe sometimes I'm not always the nicest, but
well, I mean, let's expand on this a little bit. I wasn't going to do this to you, but I was fishing the bow a couple weeks ago, and I had a conversation with someone that I didn't actually know. We were talking about this. Being as passionate about fly fishing as you are, how do you feel about people that spin cast on the bow?
Doesn't bother me one bit.
I love that answer, and I didn't pay you to say that.
Bait, like not bow specific, but if you bait fish, if you fly fish, you spin fish, it don't matter to me. You're out fishing, you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I wasn't arguing with the gentleman. I'm a teddy bear. Yeah. I wanted to hug it out, but for obvious reasons we couldn't. He was very adamant that at being someone that does spin casts, he watched me for almost 2 hours, and he had basically deducted that, yeah, okay, you're able to catch fish, but look at how much you're harming them. And I was trying to educate him on the fact that it comes down to the handling.
Oh, 100% the handling. There's things that I do on I got spin gear as well, and I spin fish. And a lot of things I do on that is I'll switch from a treble hook to a single hook when I'm trout fishing. I keep them on when I'm pike fishing or walleye fishing, but just trout, they got a little bit softer mouth, so I try to be a little easier. I try to barb my hooks as much as I can remember. So
I'm going to put you on the spot again. How would you feel if the bow went to seasonal fishing?
Well, in a way, it kind of used to be seasonal fishing. There'd be lots of sections that would be closed for a lot of the season, right? So I'm kind of glad that it's open year round because it gives more opportunity to fish. But at the same time, it just adds that much pressure to where those sections would have been left alone for 4 or 5 months of the year, right?
Absolutely. I mean, for my own personal goals, I don't fish the bow in the winter. I have enough other areas to fish.
Yeah.
But I have noticed it. I've watched a lot of people that completely respect it, and I've also seen a lot of people that are trying to catch on ice overhangs and just tossing them back. I mean, we're debating with people about who's right, fly fishing or spin cast, and it's just interesting that no one is really taking into account the other factors.
Oh, there's many other factors,
including people that bait fish or don't understand the regulations.
Yeah. People just think that they don't even read the regs. They just think once they have a license, they can just go fishing, and they just figure they might have been taught, 20 years ago or 25 years ago to throw a worm on the hook and chuck her in the river. But now we have regulations that don't allow that kind of thing in certain areas, and so but if you bait fish, bait fishing is awesome.
Yeah,
I like soaking worms.
So I'm getting the impression, because you and I have talked about the fishing together for quite a while, and I'm determined this year it will happen. How do you feel when you see someone on social media ask what the regulations are for body water?
If it's a super popular body of water, especially, it's just like, come on, But really, when you buy that fishing license, you should take that book home. It's free with your fishing license, and you should read it front to back.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it in the bathroom, leave it on the coffee table for a few weeks. But every time you want to go fish somewhere new, just look up that body of water. That's how I used to find places to go fish.
Yep.
I would just look through the regs. Oh, I like the name of this lake. Let's go there.
Actually, I like to do the same thing. Just last night, Marcy and I were looking through the regulations, and I'm like, oh, we should fish this body. We should try this. The thing I love about the regulations is it's almost encouraging you to try different areas.
Yep.
It's kind of my pet peeve, and I know that there's you can't know everything. There's always good questions to ask, and someone knows the answer to. But general regulations, you're right. If you're willing to spend the money on buying a license, then you should actually know what the regulations are. And I think we see it all the time. People that don't know, when bodies of water are closed or accessible or anything like that. Poaching in particular, right?
Yeah. And understanding the regulations. Like, you can read them, and there can be some things in those regulations, like hunting and fishing regs, that can be misinterpreted or can be interpreted 2 different ways.
Yep.
And so if you're ever in doubt, just phone your local Fish and Wildlife office, and they will tell you exactly what the rules are.
The most common one I've liked this winter, I don't know if you've seen the few threads on it, and I know a few of you are in here, was the interpretation of being allowed to ice fish on the river.
Yes. I've seen that one.
Would you do it if you could? No.
I've personally fallen through ice shelf and gone for a float down the river under the ice, and I'm not a big fan of that. So I'm even skeptical just in ice fishing, period.
So it's easy to say you're a survivor.
I'm a survivor, I guess, yeah.
And this year's been bad.
I was by myself too, and it was a long walk back to the truck at 0 degrees.
I can imagine it was. You're very lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. And I've known other people over the years, family members and other people I fish with, that have had similar experiences. And it's a sketchy biz.
Yeah, it's very disheartening. And I mean, this year's been especially bad. We've talked about it in previous shows, and our thoughts go out to the people that have lost family members and friends to that, because it is very unfortunate. Let's get back to fly fishing. What'd you bring for us? I said show the board. I don't know if you want to show them all at once, but let's see some of the goodies you brought.
Okay, so these are my 5 favorite. These are my go-tos. Let's see if we get this in here nice. So up top here we have the Kelly Gallup Sex Dungeon. You can get them in variation of colors, sizes. I have little micros here. These ones are about 4 inches. These are about 2. Then you have your Prince Nymph. Let's see, how's that pick up?
Yep.
So there's your Prince Nymph. That's the first fly I've ever learned how to tie. And it's pretty much a staple in most fly fishermen's boxes and is an absolute killer on the Bow River. Then we have, this is the Jake's Trigger Belly. It is a stonefly impersonation.
Yep.
So come here at stonefly hatches, you chuck one of these out there and you'll be sure to get some nice fat trout on it. And then this one's for you, Todd. This is the Fat Albert.
Yes, you brought Fat Albert to play.
This is Fat Albert. It's a foam fly, it's an attractant fly. It's kind of like a beetle or a stonefly or a grasshopper. And again, they come in a wide range of sizes. The nice thing about foam flies, like the last 2 I showed you, is you don't need floatant on them. You can't. Lots of guys say put floatant on them, but you can run them without floatant, and they won't sink. Right, like it'll take some time before they soak up the water, and then you just give them a little squeeze. They're dry again. You can float them through heavy riffles, and they just work great.
I'm gonna have a moment of honesty and be very transparent because I've told people I struggle when it comes to fly fishing. I am going to do better this year. I do not know how you or anybody else remember the name of every fly. But not even looking last night what a Fat Albert was.
Yeah.
I am embarrassed to say I have about 20 of them in my fly box right now. I just call them grasshoppers, man. I'm just like, I don't know what this is called. I have a whole load of Fat Alberts in my fly box.
And they'll for the most part, they come in brown. They'll have different colors on their backs, like a green or a white, and different colored bellies, a red belly or a brown belly. Just like lures, they all come in variation colors and all that.
Now, maybe a rookie question because, again, I am still relatively new to a lot of thought and theory behind fly fishing. How many hooks are you typically running on a setup? Are you a one hook man?
No, I'll typically run 2 if I can. If the dry fly fishing is really hot, I'll just run 1 dry fly. But if I'm nymphing, I'm running 2 or 3 nymphs. Streamers, 1 to 2 streamers at a time. And then that'll vary if we're floating, say on the Bow River, I'll definitely run a 2 streamer rig because you're not casting as much. But when you're shore fishing and you're casting streamers, especially on the smaller rivers, you don't need to run 2 big streamers. But I might run a streamer and a nymph behind it. So it'd vary on what's going on. If I'm searching and trying to find out what they're going to hit, if they're chasing bait fish patterns or nymphs, or if they're not even going after that stuff, I'll try like emergers, or there's so many options.
Right. Do you have a way that you we might have lost you, but I think you can still hear us. Oh, there you are.
Oh,
obviously you've been doing this. Yeah, you're back. It was a black screen, but you're back.
I got no sound.
You got sound back now, Bobby? Hey man, it happens. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, no sound, Todd.
No sound? Okay, we're gonna remove you. And Bobby, you give us the thumbs up when you've got it, and we'll just go right to our backup. I guess I shouldn't call you the backup, should I?
I think that's what I've been for a little bit here, the last couple of shows, but I guess I just hang out till that happens now.
Dude, I might just have to get you in another episode. I'm starting to feel bad now. I've just been making you the third wheel on absolutely everything.
I'm just the token backup person. I just hang out here, I guess, and just wait. You know?
Did you ever think you'd have a friendship with someone that took advantage of you so much?
No. It takes a lot of energy out of me, but you know, you gotta help out when you can. That's how I feel with special people.
Special people. It reminds you of your first girlfriend in kindergarten. We'll leave that story for later. I think he's back. Let's bring him in, and it's actually a great segue. Bobby, we got you?
We're back.
We're back.
Let's go, Mitch.
Good, you?
Good.
The picture looks awesome, man.
Thanks, man.
Mitch was taking notes on what you brought. Oh, Mitch, speaking of friendship, how do you feel to know that I had a box full of Fat Alberts and this Fat Albert didn't know what he had?
I've never ran a Fat Albert, actually.
They're a staple in my box.
Yeah. No, I'm a stimulator guy pretty much. I rock a lot of stimulators or like a halfback grasshopper or something. Just depends.
Yeah, there's so many patterns out there. A guy can get lost in them.
Yeah, I do the easy ties, and they seem to work, so I'm not going to go too hard into them.
No.
It's funny that I have this many friends that are pro in fly fishing, and I haven't further taken advantage of that friendship to be able to learn how to be a master like the two of you.
You just gotta put that spin rod down for a season and just fly fish.
Well, This is a sign I'm getting old, because Adam pointed out on here that he's actually seen me catch a cutty on a Fat Albert. I forgot about that because our debate a couple weeks ago was that I've never caught a cutty on a fly rod, and he's like, yes, you have. You've caught two. I've seen you. And that's how Adam says it, with his head like this.
Yeah.
So
Fat Albert.
On the old,
yeah, you did, God.
I'm tempted to go get him from the closet, but I have. You know what? Should I? Ah, man. You know what? You guys continue talking about your favorite flies. I'll see quick if I can find them. I don't usually do this, but you seem to be getting along, so you continue. No pressure.
You weren't ready.
I wasn't prepared, as everyone
else is
before the show.
prepared.
Yeah.
Like, we all have our boxes sitting here.
Okay, well, here's what you can do. I'll leave this to you because, Mitch, you might as well just run it. Why don't you guys talk about tools of the hobby? Bobby, you go first.
Tools of the hobby. So on my 5 questions last night, I stated that nippers was probably the number one tool that I always got to have. But then I thought about it after, and really, it's a trifecta of tools. And every fly fisherman needs a good lanyard. You got to have a lighter, you got to have nippers, and you got to have hemostats.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you covered a lot of awesome things there. Like, I'll have my forceps right on the front just for pinching barbs and just getting the fish off quick.
Exactly. And it's always good to have it on like a little stretchy quarter or tractable or something. Then you're always there.
But kind of out of the way, otherwise that fly line gets looped in there and it's just fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, proof I'm a failure. That's all I have my box of up here. I'm just losing stuff left, right, and center.
We're used to you doing that.
So it would break your heart if I threw this over my shoulder like I do everything else?
Well, no, it's yours.
I do have a box. Next time we talk fly fishing, I will bring all of my gear. I promise. It's all for show. Mitch, what was your tool? I missed it.
My tool? Forceps. Forceps, pretty much. You have to have them handy. You need to get those fish, keep them over the water. Don't bring them up on the rock. Just kneel in. If you got your waders, even if it's a nice summer day, just kneel in the water with that fish. So if that fish flops, it's not going to hit a rock, bump its head. We don't need that. Just get them back as fast as you can. Quick picture and back in the water.
Yeah. Always good to have a good net with you too. I know lots of guys, they always have them, but you do see a lot of guys out fishing without a net. Good to have a net.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Mitch, I see your net in the background. That's kind of the size of net you'd be aiming for a lot of your fly fishing expeditions.
Yeah, it depends. Like on your mountain, cutthroat streams, I'll carry a net like that, and you're pretty much maxing out at like 22 filling that thing, 23. And if you're targeting like big fish, if you're just going for bulls or something, I'll pack a big net.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you can control them. Those nets just help so much. You can keep them wet, you can control the fish, and just get them back.
Yeah, and if you got a net and it's one of the older style, like the fabric material netting, do yourself a favor, spend $20, go to one of the fly shops, or I think some of the other like Fishing Hole probably carries them. Get yourself a rubber net. They're 10 minutes to install, and it's great. Hooks don't snag. They're better on the fish.
It makes life a lot easier. I would agree with you. Absolutely. Just to kind of go back, I did miss a couple comments. Clayton actually brought up something. Mitch, let's see what you think about this. They should actually have to take a fish training course before they're eligible for a license.
I was going to bring that up. You guys were talking about checking the regs and stuff, but the Alberta government had that program right now for identifying fish. You can take that whole course. It's pretty much like a hunter's ed for fishing right now. I don't know if it's free anymore, but it was earlier this year. So definitely check that out. It'd be great if that got implemented into fishing before you got your fishing license, just so those new anglers know the fish, know good handling and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I totally agree there. A lot of the new anglers, they didn't necessarily have older family members that taught them how to fish over the years and had proper etiquette and stuff like that. And that's what I see a lot with the new anglers is they don't know. Nobody's ever taught them. So they're just out there trying to have fun. But they need to have some training. And so that's a good program.
Well, one thing I've also noticed as well is Marcy's got me hooked on TikTok. That's a whole nother topic.
What's that?
What's your TikTok dance, Todd?
Dude, I'm not. Don't even start. Is that never mind. I'm just gonna make it embarrassing. You guys are dirt bags. I'm not having either one of you on the show anymore.
You gotta show it to us though. We saw it the other night. Didn't you do it on TikTok?
This dude don't dance. I do not do anything on TikTok. Not yet. I do want to do the couples challenge. Do you guys know what this is? Maybe this will have to be it's where you and your significant other each get $20 or $30 and you go to the thrift store and you buy each other's outfits for that price.
That sounds like fun.
Right?
What's
that?
That sounds like
Anything's possible.
I'd film it for you.
No, I'm not. You'll be wanting to be my personal shopper. That's not happening. Oh, one thing I was going to bring up with social media. We have a lot of people trying to make a go of it on YouTube. Not me. But, Bobby, it goes back to what you're saying about a lot of people not having experience from previous family or growing up or anything like that. One thing I've noticed is for a lot of comments or likes, people are practicing improper fish handling techniques, which maybe a lot of people are learning from that when they're going out to fish and just assuming it's acceptable.
Yeah, it's social media. I'm on it. I post pictures, I post videos, but at the same time, I don't. It's a hard one. I'm not a big fan of it because I do see what it is doing to fishing and even hunting, and just so the social media itself is just it's so much.
Yeah.
And like people, like I've seen on the river where people have caught fish, take a picture with the fish, throw their hat off, take their hoodie off, take another picture with the fish, pass it to their buddy takes a picture with the fish, and like do stuff like that, or keep the fish in the water while they're changing gear and getting different product shots and stuff like that. And it's bad.
Yep. And on TV in particular, I mean, there's a few shows I'm watching right now, competition related shows, where I can tell you what, anyone that wants to compete in a derby, we'll talk about this in the fish on. Handling is everything. I mean, we're supposed to be leaders in the industry, plain and simple, right? So, and I know most people that get it, but it's also up to us to have patience and teach people the right way, and not do it with our fists. Like about 8 people in this room, I think, right now, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have a lot of influences on these social media. There's a lot of good handling, but sometimes there's just the bad apples that get that image going, and you just have to correct it pretty much.
Yeah. And I have had a few people say that, you know, on this show we cover a lot of the same topics, but it's no different than like if we ask Bobby about tools or products or you, it's a different experience with everyone. And I think us being able to share that experience and knowledge and know-how will help, you know, maybe not change it all, but change something. Right. And I notice on here, Adam's got a lot of good stuff. I mean, everyone's giving good input. Sorry, I'm not catching everybody this evening. There's a lot of comments, but we all have to be leaders in the sport. So
there's definitely a lot of good YouTubers out there that I follow all the time, and I religiously make sure I've watched their new posts. But there is some newer ones that are pretty rough, and a lot of name dropping lakes. Like fishing shows forever have been putting names of rivers and lakes on their shows. But when you're posting them on social media to some of these groups, it's just they just get hammered within a week, and so I try to refrain from name dropping just because I don't want the hordes out to where I fish.
I've actually noticed that a lot of the new episodes, say for sports fishing on the fly, for example, they're calling them by region.
Yeah,
and people get upset about that, but at the end of the day, they're not wrong.
No.
You know, I mean, they're there to provide a show and information on how to fish. They don't necessarily need to give up spots.
Yeah.
And, you know, going back to that pressure, I'll guarantee you almost everyone watching or that will watch this episode will agree that spots are something you find yourself and you almost can't share them with anyone.
Yeah, I know myself, and I'm sure Mitch has, and I'm sure you have. We've all spent countless hours and dollars driving around this province or even the countries and finding our spots. And so I'm not so easy to give up spots when people ask me online. I pretty much, it's crickets after that.
Yeah, there's nothing better when someone, I mean, I know not everyone loves perch, but Mitch, you'll agree with me. The minute someone asks on social media about a perch spot,
decimated.
If you're trolling for comments, that's all you need to do. And I think Kit mentioned earlier, if you want to get information, just go on the AFB page, see what happens.
Yeah, perch is the best.
Right?
Everybody wants a perch. That will start a whole new drama.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll start some rumors. Maybe for a small fee, I'll share some of Clayton's spots. Would anyone be interested in that? Donate to my charity and I will share Clayton's spots. Oh yeah, Clayton's still in here. Or maybe even Colton. Hey, Colton, Zach, we know a few of your spots to fish.
Oh yeah, we know Zach's spots.
Oh, we know Zach's spots.
We gave Zach most of his spots.
I only offer to go to Zach's spot when he loses a $300 reel in a canal.
Yeah.
He knows what we're talking. So Adam's got actually a really good comment on here. The only people upset by that are the ones that aren't willing to do the work.
Exactly.
Right? 100%. He's oversharing spots.
100%.
And I mean, I know it sounds harsh for a lot of people, but actually Carla's got a course on there that she shared. Maybe we'll check out. Maybe we'll look into that a little bit more. Carla, we're going to be talking about what's coming up here in a couple minutes. You already know what it is. Bobby already knows what it is, but we'll save it. All right, well, let's go to product reviews because this really interested me. Mitch probably knows this because he knows everything, more than I know. Jetboil stoves. Bobby, you couldn't find it all, but what did you bring for us to check out?
I couldn't find the actual stove attachment. It's probably in my ice fishing gear. But this here is a Jetboil stove. And so it has a little burner on the bottom of an isobutane can, which is about $8. I used it all ice season and it's still 3/4 full. And you can make soups, boil water for dehydrated meals. It is now a staple in my fishing gear. No matter where I go, I have it. And I got some instant coffee and a pack of ramen noodles in my bag all the time. Never know when you're hungry and want to drink.
The reason I thought it was so interesting, and I mean, again, I did not know this. I mean, I could have probably researched it, but I didn't know this existed till you brought it up tonight before the show. Just the thought of how easy that would be to pack. Even
super light.
I don't know if you have one, Mitch, but even for anyone that's into packing, you know, any time of the year really makes life so much easier.
Yeah, I don't have a Jetboil. I have an MSR, little rocket stove, but it comes in a pot about this big. Then I have 2 cups inside, 2 bowls, 2 sporks, and it fits in there too. Then I just gotta carry my fuel, and you have everything with you, hunting, fishing. I always throw it in my backpack for day trips. Like,
Yeah, that's great.
you can go on a sweet hike, then you can have a good meal. Like, my go-to is cheap because I'm kind of cheap. So canned chicken and sidekick, that's lunch right there.
Yeah.
See, and for me, I lighten the load a little bit. I went to the Buddy Flex heater with the stove attachment.
Yeah.
I think the one thing I know, high roller, right? I know what you're thinking. The one thing I really came to enjoy this year was especially ice fishing. Yeah, just like this. Long story, but I got a good price. Is having a hot meal. Like, I think any experience in the outdoors is almost like refreshing to be able to sit and actually not eat a cold sandwich or.
Oh, for sure. You have a cup of coffee, a tea, or a hot chocolate. Have a cup of soup. It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
And then, like with the Jetboil, I know with the MSR, like Mitch is saying, you can get a bigger pot and different attachments. Same thing with Jetboil. They have a few different sizes, and they have camp stoves as well. I switched out my old Coleman for a double burner stove. Crazy. Boil a pot of water for spaghetti in the mountains in like 4 or 5 minutes. Like they're great, and great on fuel consumption.
Yep. I love that idea because, I mean, weekends around here, sometimes we'll just jump in the truck, throw in the barbecue, go for a drive, and fish somewhere. That would make life a lot easier.
Yeah. Oh, they're great.
I'm less likely to forget things.
Yeah.
Listen, you've been talking to too many people that we know mutually, so I never forget anything.
Tailgate barbecue is always good.
Yeah.
Then you have your little stove, you can have a nice coffee or hot chocolate with it.
Absolutely. And if you're not catching fish, well, the bait is an appetizer, right?
Well, food's better than nothing.
Little smelt sandwiches.
Yeah, smelt sandwiches, smelt shooters. Sounds like another challenge. We got 300 different challenges going on here.
I don't like the challenge.
Would you do it if you had to, Mitch?
Yeah, we'd have to water it down with something that had a little kick. Like, you'd have to make kind of a new shot or something.
Like packing some hot sauce with you mean? Like a prairie fire? Or?
Well, somewhere you're going to stay the night kind of thing.
Bobby seems like the kind of guy that has done this. I can tell by the smile on his face.
Not quite.
No, not quite. Well, we're going to get into the charity fish on. Mitch is a judge. He's not competing. I think I saw someone ask if you're competing on there, right, Mitch?
Yeah, no, I'm lucky. I'm not competing. There's so many great anglers there. I kind of took the easy way out.
Yep. You and I both. I really took the easy way out. I made Scott and yourself judges. So if that's not the easy way out, I don't know what is. Bobby, you're competing. Who, if things were to end right now, do you think would be your top competitor if you're in the final two?
In the final two? That's a tough one. That's a very tough one. There is a lot of great anglers. I'm going to say Clayton's going to be up there. Adam definitely will be up there. Greg will be up there. And Tasha as well.
Yeah.
It's anybody's game, really. It's anybody's game.
The field is intense, and I can guarantee everybody right now that was thinking about entering, you will want to enter next year. And Mitch and I haven't decided. We might do one come ice season that we're all counting down to, but our focus right now is this one. Mitch, what are you thinking about the competitors that are in there? Do you think your job's going to be easy or hard?
Well, I think I'm going to be checking a lot of fish. It's going to be nonstop action. These guys and gals are all hardcore anglers, so it's going to be an intense battle. And
Scott? Go ahead.
Paisley.
Yeah, Paisley.
She's got our friends out east, the TFA guys behind her. Ooh.
I fished with this girl, man. She is intense.
She's got a lot of good backup. Like, I know some of her friends, and yeah, they know some spots.
Yeah.
They know some spots. Adam and I have been fortunate enough to fish with the Connollys, and I'll tell you what, Paisley is hardcore.
I bet.
The game is on. Well, as many of you know, April 16th will be the cutoff for the most likes for each competitor. You can vote for every competitor if you want. I believe last I checked, Paisley had like over 80 likes. Clayton had over 50. I didn't get a chance to scroll through the whole page, but I think overall there's like 200 or 300 likes going on there. And as everybody knows, it's the top 8 of those 11 that will go through to the next round, which we'll talk about more. It's going to be a lot of fun. With that being said, we've added a couple sponsors already. And I guess we might as well just skip this part because everyone just, outside of your charity wants to know what else is going to be involved. We'll go right into it. So our newest sponsor for the Fish On is Fish Whipped Apparel. So the winner of the Fish On competition will get a custom jersey from Fish Whipped Apparel, which you'll be able to pick out, and we'll get that designed and set up. So Bobby, you've got a good shot at that. Mitch, sorry you don't have a good shot at that. For anyone that isn't familiar with them, I can tell you right now, I'm wearing one of the jerseys right now. Not many clothes fit my structure. I think structure is actually, it's not a bad term. My structure, my foundation. What do you think, Mitch? Foundation or structure? What's that?
I don't know if that's your foundation. I think your foundation's a little lower.
Even though I have a high center of gravity?
Do you walk around on your face much?
On my faith or my face?
Your face. Do you do some belly crawls?
I can do the worm. You want to see?
Yeah. I think everyone wants to see that.
Yeah.
No.
TikTok dance right there, Todd.
Yeah. You're really keen on me doing this TikTok thing. Here's what I will guarantee you about TikTok. I've already reached out to some people, and we're not going to single out people that mishandle fish for obvious reasons. We're going to bring a segment into the show sharing some of our favorite TikToks from people that are handling some pretty awesome fish. I've spent hours watching this. I've avoided it for months. I call it Marcy's other boyfriend. 2 o'clock this morning. Anyone that has me on Facebook, like 2 or 3 o'clock this morning, I'm like, oh, everyone's going to love this. It is horrible.
Your midnight TikTok binging.
It's either eat Fruit Loops or watch TikTok. I mean,
Fruit Loops.
Yeah, Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Dude, I've eaten a few boxes of Fruit Loops this winter. Let's go easy, okay?
And now you're on the dance to get rid of the Fruit Loops.
Oh, man, you guys, I don't know if you guys can see these comments, but I got some smack talk from old Gregor Ice here. He forgot Bobby was a competitor, and he's asking if Bobby's ready to target pike after he takes Adam out.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. 100% on the pike.
Challenge accepted, eh? I have heard rumors that there's some secret donations to charities potentially coming so that people are betting against each other on who's going to win. Hey, why not? It's for a great cause. We're not. If you want to donate to any of those charities or your own charity, just for spite, that's what this is all about, right? It's about giving back. I know it's kind of backpedaling, but Kevin's got a good question. He's asking what your guys' favorite streamer is.
So my favorite streamers, one I showed you guys a little earlier, was the Kelly Gallup Sex Dungeon. I prefer it in white or white and pink.
Mitch, are you about Sex Dungeons?
I just, I've never been to the Sex Dungeon, so I don't really know too much about that. I just tie zonkers pretty much in different colors. Just, you got your bar head, lots of white marabou. Depending what we're targeting, that white marabou, and just make it look like a Rocky Mountain whitefish pretty much. Yep. And those mountain streams will always slay for big bulls, any big predator fish. If I'm going for pike, I'll run some big black, like I call them muskrat tails, because that's pretty much what they look like in the end.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot of fly fishing for pike, a little bit, but not much. And yeah, I got some big Bufords. Somebody tied up for me, and those seem to be really, really good for the pike.
Nice.
That's amazing. I know a few people are probably like, dude, why are we jumping back and forth? This show is not scripted, man. We're like SNL. We're going to jump around if we want to jump around. Everyone else is sitting there going major announcements. And these guys are back to talking about something. I mean, hey, if you guys have questions, that's what we're here for. We'll answer them as best as we can. Unless your name's Kevin. We will not take any questions from any dude's named Kevin. Not going to happen. Might happen. Like the last question was from Kevin. All right. Next major announcement. Bobby, do you remember what number you called last night?
321.
Do you know why we called that?
Not too sure.
Good. That's my answer. We started in January. Our page has already hit 405 likes, actually 415 as of this evening. Number 321 was the number you chose for the 321st page like for the new Yetis on the Other Line Canada water bottle. I think I saw, who did I see? Bobby, did I see you drinking from a Yeti?
Yeah, I got a Yeti right here.
Yeah.
Love it.
Anyways, number 321 is Wyatt. And Wyatt, we've already spoken. I'm actually going to go see Wyatt myself tomorrow. We've got that with some other goodies get dropped off to him tomorrow. And if Aaron is still on here, I still owe you yours. I will get that sent out in the mail, I promise. So, Bobby, lucky number 321. Wyatt's the winner. And I get to go for a drive.
That's a great prize.
It is a great prize.
And the token person doesn't have one yet?
The funny story is, it's so ironic you should ask. Again, this is not scripted. Mitch and Scott Stewart are two judges. And because I will not pay them money because this is a charity event, the last two first edition from Anchor B Lasering are already packaged and coming to my judges, Mitch and Scott.
Dang.
Nice.
I mean, there goes the whole next show. There's nothing left to talk about.
Well, I thought we were getting paid, so.
Well, I'll pay you in friendship.
Yeah, I'll take those tokens.
Payback. Now, that's two major announcements, right? Page likes. Fish Whipped is a new sponsor for our fish on. Why not do three?
Let's do three.
Bobby Ziegler, why don't you tell everyone what you're doing?
So my announcement for today is I started a rod building company called the Rod Lab, and I will be taking orders steady, any from fly fishing, ice fishing, sturgeon rods, offshore rods, boat rods, gaffs. Not that you're allowed to use gaffs here, but whatever you want for a fishing rod, we can make it happen.
Dang.
That's amazing. Now, Bobby reached out to me with this idea a little while ago. I know it's been in the works. So here's what Bobby with Rod Labs is doing. Bobby has graciously decided to custom build for On the Other Line Canada a 9-foot 408 epic rod.
No.
And did I get it wrong?
You got it wrong. That was my rod of choice that I'd build. It's the Blue Halo 6-weight.
See? Mitch, I told you I never get anything wrong.
Yeah, we know that.
I wrote it down wrong. Okay. Bobby is custom building for the show a 9-foot Blue Halo 6-weight. Right, Bobby?
6-weight. It might not be 9 foot. I think they're a little shorter, like an 8.6, but it's a 6-weight fiberglass Blue Halo rod.
They identify as a 9-foot, just as much as I identify as a 5'6". Now, here's the amazing thing with this. This rod, being custom built, had a custom color to choose from, which we've asked our show charity, Youths Can Fish 2, to pick. They have picked blue. So Bobby is going to start working on, and Bobby, we haven't really talked about this, but we'd like to probably start doing some segments with you as you start to build this. We can even pre-record them.
Yep.
Here's the great thing for everybody watching. Because we're all about the charity, we're going to have a raffle auction, which I'll figure out the details with our charity Youths Can Fish, for an opportunity to buy tickets to win this rod. The proceeds of that rod, Bobby is donating the proceeds back to the charity Youth Can Fish. So, Bobby, we really want to thank you for doing that because we know that's a lot of time and work and money invested. Huge applause. Yeah, I'm shocked, man. I'm really stoked that you're doing this for us.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great rod, and then like everybody's gonna get to watch it get built up. You know, we'll start with the grips, and then we'll do a couple wraps, and you'll see it from start to finish. So it'll be good.
That is amazing. What is the process like? If someone was to order a rod from you today, obviously not today, but how long of a process can it be for some of these rods? We're talking days, obviously, right?
Yeah, like right now with the way everything's going on in the world, shipping for product is a little harder, so it takes a little longer. But if I have, like, say I have all the parts in my hand and I want to go to the max that I can do on it, the nicest guides, the fanciest stuff, reel seats, and like custom turned reel seats and stuff like that too. So there's a lot of things that we can do in building a rod, but I could bang out a rod in about a week.
Wow. And
some of that time you just can't work on it all the time. You're waiting for epoxies to dry and glues to dry. And so, but it's a good labor. It's about 20 hours of labor is what I put into a rod for a high end build.
Now I'm interested to know, do you find that some of these hobbies, say tying flies, and Mitch, this goes for you too, tying flies or making your own stuff, do you find that it enhances or disturbs the interest of fishing? I know disturbs is the wrong word. Does it destroy your passion for fishing or no? How's that? Is that better?
Absolutely not.
No?
No, because if I didn't have a passion for fishing, I probably wouldn't do it.
It's a very valid point. Mitch, I know you're into crocheting, fishing hats. Does it affect your passion for the sport?
No, I love crocheting, and I make some deadly hats. So I have so many orders backlogged right now. It's just insane for this upcoming season.
Yep. The pickerel edition, I've noticed, is very popular amongst the people in the fishing community.
Yeah, I definitely have the pickerel eyes on the front now and the fins kicking out.
Especially since you got away from the glue on and you're just doing the crochet mixed eyes. I mean, they're phenomenal. Everyone should check out Mitch's page for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to say I'm a big deal, but I'm pretty high up there now.
Yeah, okay. Bobby, I know you haven't officially launched your page, but I've seen you advertising Rod Labs on a few different pages. What's the best way for people to reach out to you to get some more info on that?
You can message me right on Facebook to my personal page. I will have a Facebook page up by the end of the week here. Instagram, I have an Instagram account, and my email is another way as well. We can post that up if you want. That's
amazing, man. And Carla from Youth Can Fish is on here right now, and she's just saying thank you. This is awesome.
Oh, I'm super stoked. Super stoked.
The only way it's going to be a success if you don't allow me to come over and help.
Oh, you can come over and help anytime.
I'll come over and watch. I don't have that kind of talent.
He'll get his thumb stuck in an eyelet or something, and he'll wrap it.
Yeah, licking the glue, maybe.
Yeah.
What eyelet?
It's not Elmer's.
Yeah, it's not Elmer's.
Like, help me.
So this isn't the kind of glue I can roll on my hand, let it dry, and then eat it?
No, it's not the good white stuff.
That's going to be a problem for me. And Mitch is laughing because I know, Mitch, you've done this, right? You're a glue eater just like I used to be.
No, I never ate glue.
Really?
I ate dirt.
Dirt? Well, dirt. That's half the fun. Bobby, were you a glue eater growing up?
No, I was more like crayons.
Crayons. Marcy's into crayons. What was your favorite color to eat?
Blue.
Blue, eh? She was into purple.
You gotta ask Ralph Wiggum. He knows crayons.
He knows crayons, yeah.
Anyone that's done the show with me knows that once we stop live, that door is going to fly open and there's going to be a flying high kick come through there after that. So I'm pretty sure she's on here. We'll leave that. I don't know if anyone can see the black eye from last night's cheese slice incident, but Mitch was on the phone for that one.
That was
So-
brutal, man. You were crying and in a corner and you're like, help me, and cheese slices.
Yeah.
nonstop.
And you weren't even on video to see it. So, I mean, that
I don't know how you guys can afford that many cheese slices.
cheese slice army, man.
Yeah.
We're pro staff.
Ninja stars.
Mitch,
Great.
we got 5 minutes left. Do you want to make an announcement or no?
Not that one. I just
Okay.
filled out a bunch of paperwork, but
Perfect.
we do have this. We'll be giving away too. I don't know who we're giving it away to or prize package. FX custom rod, 6.6, medium light, fast action. From our friends down in the States that I work with. And that rod's killer. I probably got 3 of them. They're just, I use them on the river and I use them for jigging, like my favorite rod. And we're gonna hook that up. We're gonna hook that up with a reel and some line, and that's gonna be a sweet package.
Badly.
Can we redeem friendship coupons for this opportunity?
I think you may have used one of these rods before when I took that 2x4 you had in your hand when we were walleye fishing once.
Yes. Yep.
And I put that in your hand.
Yep.
And
Been there. Don't remember it.
I think you caught more fish, but that's for another day.
I still say nothing beats the time we fished. And it wasn't even on a fly rod, Bobby. Sorry. And you caught like a 42-inch pike on 6-pound test on that rod.
Not that rod, but the same one of the gens.
Yeah.
That's a Gen 2.
It's not a used rod, everybody.
No, that's a brand new Gen 2. I might have caught that on a Gen 1 or the Gen 3 titanium they sent up to me. The first one in Canada. It could have been that rod. I don't know.
Yeah, they're amazing for sure. All right, man. This was just an awesome show tonight.
Yeah, it's good.
Thanks, Bob, for joining us.
Thank you for
Mitch.
having me.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. And we're definitely going to get together. I'm really looking forward to this rod build. You have a nice shop.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll just move in.
What's that?
Once I move in, I never leave.
Yeah, you can stay. You gotta buy groceries though.
Yeah. Deal breaker.
Bring the cheese slices.
Next week, we have another guest. Now, he's new to fishing. He doesn't get out very often. He is on YouTube. Any guesses? Is that enough hints?
I think I might know.
I might have an idea.
Like many fish with dogs, this dude fishes with his cat. Mr. Ricky Hoffland will be on the show next week as our co-host. Have you guys heard of him?
Yeah, I think I've seen a fish or two of his.
A fish or two?
Rumors in the wind.
Rumors in the wind. I watch a lot of his videos and, going back to fish handling, and I can't wait to talk to him about this a little bit. I think anyone that watches Ricky's stuff will truly understand and have an appreciation for how he fishes, how he catches, and how he releases. So anyone that's not familiar with him, check him out on YouTube. Hit Bobby up for rods. Check Mitch out and show him some appreciation for having to put up with me for free every week. And that concludes our show. Check us out next week. 5 questions will go up on Monday. Don't forget to vote for your charity fish on competitor. Bobby, thanks for joining the show. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Mitch, as always, love you, bud. You guys have a good evening, and we'll see you next week for our next edition of On the Other Line Canada. Take care, everybody.
Cheers.
Good thing I blocked the fucking door. Pardon my language. Is it over? It's not over. We're still on. There's an F-bomb.
You F-bombed it? Now he's gone.
Now we're still on.
Now it's just us and he left.
Yeah, you ran away.
Yeah. He's so embarrassed. How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. You?
Oh, good enough.
You got out on the river at all lately?
Actually, I hit the bow